You guys ready? Okay. So I hate my job. And I mean, I really fucking hate my job. And I'm not usually one to cuss, but this is a goddamn exception. Working as a cashier at Kmart is living hell. Customers are rude, and workers and management are completely incompetent. Last year during finals week, they made me work every single night. They didn't even care that I test the next day. That's why on December 15th, I woke up with the biggest smile on my face. Nothing could bring me down. Not the fact that my car had broken down the day before, or the fact that I had to do so many chores before work. Nothing could bring me down, because that was the day I was finally going to quit my job. My shift started around 5, and because my car had broken down, I had to walk to work. It's only about a 20-minute walk, and I wasn't really I didn't really care, you know? I mean, last day, the weather was perfect. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to do it. I started walking, and it was running kind of late, as always, so I decided to put my earphones in and just cut across the park. So I'm just listening to music, and I'm just jamming out. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my job. And I'm walking, and it's pretty dark because even though it's 4:40, it's daylight savings, so it's kind of dark and there's shadows everywhere. And out of the shadows, I see this hooded figure appear, and he's like, "Hey, yo, Heina, you know what time it is?" And I have a watch, so I take out my iPhone, and I was like, "Yeah, it's 4:47. He's like, "All right, thanks." Puts his hood back on and disappears into the shadows. I didn't really think much of it because I live in this really safe neighborhood, and I was just walking across the park. So I finished walking across the park, I make it onto the main street, and it's pretty desolate. So I'm walking, still listening to my music, and all of a sudden, I feel this, presence behind me, this, dark shadow. And at first, I just, shake it off. I just think some people exercising or walking their dogs or something like that. So I keep on walking, just so happy I'm going to quit my job. And I just can't shake this uneasy feeling. And the presence just keeps, lingering and just getting closer and closer. And I kind of look out of the corner of my eye, and it's that guy from the park. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. So I keep on walking. And I decided to tie my shoe just to see, what he would do. So I'm on the floor, tying my shoe. And on the corner of my eye, he just, stops. He's just, I don't know, looking at, trees or something. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. But Stephanie, relax. Don't be paranoid. He's Mexican. You're Mexican. Mexicans don't do bad things to other Mexicans. And I still can't shake this uneasy feeling. So I see this empty parking lot, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to cut across it because, 1, I'm running late to work. And 2, if he's actually following me, he's going to follow me behind this parking lot. And then if he's following me, I'm going to run, and I'm going to scream, and I'm going to yell, and I'm going to get the hell away from him. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I'm preparing myself, I'm pumping myself up, and I walk across. I get about 20 steps in, and I turn around, and he's not there. I'm like, oh, thank God. Damn it, Stephanie, you always do this to yourself. You're always freaking yourself out. I walk a little bit, 5 more steps, and I hear this voice. Hey, yo, bitch, come here. And I'm like, what? And I turn around, and it's that guy from the park. And he's got his hand on his crotch, and he's got a gun cocked like this, and he's like, get the fuck over here. And I'm like, oh shit. So my hands start sweating really fast, and my heart starts beating like crazy. And I'm like, all right. So I get over there. I'm like, yeah? And he's like, give me your fucking phone. I'm like, oh shit, not my iPhone. I take out my iPhone, and I'm giving it to him, my hands are trembling. And he's like, takes it, and he's like, what the fuck is this? There's a fucking password on it. I'm like, well, yeah, it's in case it ever gets lost or stolen. And he gives it back to me, and he's like, take the fucking password off. And he's waving his gun around. I'm like, oh my God, I've seen Law & Order. It's gonna go off on me. It's gonna go off. So I'm taking it off. My hands are all sweaty, so I mess up the password a lot. And I'm like, all right, come on, Stephanie, come on. And I give it to him, and he's like, all right, now give me your fucking wallet. And I was like, God damn it, he's gonna kill me because I'm broke. I took out my wallet, and he's looking through it, trying to find some money. He's like, what the fuck? There's no fucking money in here. I don't get paid until Friday. Anyway, so I'm like, please, please, please let me go. Please. And he's just looking at me no, I'm not gonna let you go. You're stupid or something. And he's looking through my wallet. He's about to chuck it on the floor. I'm like, can I have that back? My license is in it, and I really don't want to pay another $36 to get one. And he chucks it at me, and I put it in my pocket. He looks at me, and he's like, all right, now come with me. And I'm like, hell no, he's going to kill me in some dark alley. And I'm just thinking in my head, I will not die as a Kmart employee. I will not die as a Kmart employee. And I look at him, and I'm like, please let me go. I won't tell anyone about you. I swear, look at me. You got my phone, you got my wallet. Just let me go. I need to go to my job. And he looks at me for a second, and I guess he thinks I'm no threat or something. Because he's like, all right, turn around and count to 10. I'm like, crap, he's going to shoot me. I turn around, and I get to 5, and I turn around again, and he's running across the parking lot with my phone. And I'm just thinking in my head, what a fucking asshole. Walked to work and about 15 minutes late, and my boss Shonda's yelling at me because I'm late to work. And I try to explain to her that I got mugged, and she's like, no, you're gonna get a write-up. So I sum up the little courage that I have, and I say, I quit. And that was the strongest moment of my life. I just felt so good. I quit, Chandra. I quit. I hate you, and I hate you, and I hate you. I threw my Kmart badge on the floor, and I walked home. And that was the best day of my life. Even though I got mugged at gunpoint, I quit Kmart.